Woods, he is recovering from major surgery this morning after a scary car crash outside of Los Angeles.
As of right now, investigators say speed may have been a factor in the crash. We're joined by Mike Bako. He's the sports editor at dailynational.com with what this means for the golf's great future. Mike, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Mike, man, oh man, Tiger Woods just had a back procedure a couple months ago. He was talking about it this Sunday, saying he hoped to be there for the Masters. Now recovering from this. What do you make now of the future of Tiger Woods' career?
The future of Tiger Woods' career was already on the downward slope. I mean, you're talking about an all-time great. I mean, really, the only argument is Jack Nicklaus, and that's in terms of number of wins, not about dominance. So when you think about Tiger, you think about that dominant streak that he had for many, many years. But short of the Masters win in 2019, he had not won a major in over 11 years. This is a player who was dealing with back issues, most recently talking about it on Sunday with Jim Nantz on the CBS broadcast. Wasn't even sure if he was going to be able to play in the Masters coming up just in another month or two. That's the tournament that he really dominated over the years, among many other tournaments. But this is a guy who had back surgery in 2014, 2015, 2017. Really dealing with one thing or another with his body. He's never really been the same. And this one may just be the final nail in the coffin for the Tiger that we've always thought and that we've always wanted to return to the golf course.
Well, you know, you talk about these surgeries. Any possibility that he was taking medication that might have impaired him during that crash?
Certainly, that's the first thing that a lot of people, myself included, thought about. Okay, what were the circumstances? Well, the circumstances were pretty innocent in terms of what he was doing. Speed probably was a factor in this crash. All reports say that he was in LA for a golf tournament that he was helping to sponsor, but also there to shoot a reality TV show. A lot of images came out of him with Dwayne Wade and David Spade. How about that as a threesome? But he was teaching them to golf for this reality show. He was supposed to be at a golf course, the Riviera Golf Course, at 7:30 local time. He was about an hour away. So speed probably was a factor in this crash. He was actually going to film with NFL quarterbacks Drew Brees and Justin Herbert. So speed probably an issue.
And I think, you know, overnight we saw that he actually put out a statement, right, that he was alert. So what are some of the overnight developments? Because when people may have gone to bed, the last thing they heard was he was in very serious condition.
Yeah, when people went to bed or when this first came out, we heard a lot of words like jaws of life. We heard, multiple leg injuries. Now, there are multiple leg injuries, but just to the right leg. The fibula and the tibia, the only problem is that these injuries are pretty significant. Tiger's team even put out a statement on his Twitter alluding to how serious they are. So when you think about what his road to recovery will be, there's going to be a road to recovery just to get back to walking, just to get back to playing with his kids. And then let alone, does he want to put in that time and that effort to get back on the golf course? If I know Tiger and I know his history, he's motivated to get back out there. He may not be motivated to think that he's going to win another major, but he wants to show people what he's made of, and this may be part of his final legacy.
Yeah, so let's talk about his kids, right? Maybe that's the pivot here. Pictures have recently surfaced of Tiger's children, his ex-wife joining him on the golf course. Any idea of maybe he becoming this, major coach for his son and his son becoming the next Tiger Woods?
Well, if you looked at his history that he had with his dad, I doubt that Tiger would be that vociferous as his dad was in terms of training him. But there were these endearing images of him on the golf course with his son. He had really turned his image around from certainly everything that went on after that Thanksgiving Eve car crash and all of the salacious details that came out about the way that he was living his life. The way that it appeared that he was living his life now was becoming more of a presence in his kid's life, certainly dedicating more time to that. He has nothing to prove on the golf course. He has hundreds of millions of dollars in the bank. He's re-solidified his standing with his sponsors, moving forward. So he is now in the elder statesman kind of stage of his career. Family man, high priority for him. I'm sure this rehab will probably have to, be woven into what that family life looks like.
Yeah, we shall see. I think people were hoping to see him at the Masters one more time at least.
Certainly.
But now with the leg injury, on top of what this may have done to his healing back, the future is unknown. We shall see. Mike Bako, thanks for being here this morning.
Interesting, though.
Always a pleasure.
Absolutely.